What is up, guys? In today's video we're going to be spectating random players once again in zero build, and I am doing this in ranked at the Unreal rank, so hopefully we can spectate some pretty cracked players in this game. As per usual, if you guys do enjoy this video, find it helpful or informative, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you'd like to see more. Let's get right into it. I'm not really sure where I want to land for this, because sometimes in ranked things can be kind of counterintuitive in terms of what spots are contested versus not contested. So, like, I would like to go somewhere like Brutal. I would assume with this bus path there would be a decent amount of players there, and also there'd be players landing that are likely going to play somewhat aggressive. But you never really know if you're just going to land there and then there's nobody there. That's why I kind of landed mid-map for the last one, because I feel like odds are there'd be a decent amount of people in that area. So I might just kind of hover. Okay, yeah, there's definitely a lot of people going Brutal. Nice. Like I said, I just didn't want to land here and just have it be like one team, and then that team just like loots Brutal, because why wouldn't you if you get it on con, you know? But this is about to be chaos. I'm just like griefing this guy's game, okay, because now he's standing out in the open shooting at me. We're going to be on board with Rise X212. I gotta watch my progress go down. My rank is terrible. I haven't played since I got Unreal. The only time I've played since I've got Unreal is to do these spectating videos. And this is the third attempt, I think, of making this today. Like, third game I just, like, let somebody eliminate me. The game's just didn't really go the way I wanted to go. Like, we'd be on board with a team that's just kind of not doing anything for a prolonged period of time. Hopefully that doesn't happen this time. But that is just kind of par for the course sometimes in ranked, because people, you know, want to preserve their points. I don't know why this player doesn't pick up the red eye. Okay, nice. Decent loadout, and there are people underneath him getting the barrels, which we're like directly under him right now. This should be a free kill. What is he doing? I'm confused. You can only drop through one of those windows. For some reason he walked past the one you could drop in. This one he could drop in as well. Oh, this player gives me anxiety. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like with fights like this, especially off spawn in a contested area like Brutal, you either fight it or you don't. But like going and pushing a fight and then not really committing to it just makes it more likely that you're going to get third party. And they do end up getting both these kills, but look at the cost. His teammate's incredibly weak. It took a while for them to get the kills. It seems like there's fighting on the other side of the POI, so they're going to be chill here, I think. But if there weren't people involved in a fight over there, then the fact that that fight went on for so long gives that other team more time to third party. Like, I definitely think you just hop on that player when you first see him alone. On the first, like, kind of borrow windows. Get that kill quick. And then hopefully your teammate takes less damage because of it. I would prefer the white twin mag over the regular SMG. The twin mag has less bloom, and I like the feel of it more. The main benefit the regular SMG has is just magazine size, which I don't think is that big of a deal. Like, the magazine difference isn't so substantial to like kind of justify using a gun that isn't as good, in my opinion. He dropped his red eye. There were more people here earlier. Someone did hit a pad though. Maybe they left. No, there's somebody pickaxing stuff. So I think they're maybe just hiding in here, hoping to get decent timing on that other player. I'm not really sure. And this is kind of what has occurred in some of the other games I try to spectate, where like just ratty behavior like this. This is Fortnite ranked, and this is one of the reasons why I don't think a Fortnite zero build solo ranked would really be that enjoyable of an experience, because you just have even more people playing like this, and I feel like the payoff for playing like this also is just more likely to work out when you only have to eliminate one person, you know? The 1v1 and you start that fight getting caught off guard and like probably shotgunned by somebody, then it's going to be hard for that fight to go your way. They found them. And then they are gone. I'm like not even sure if the player we were initially spectating was even still playing at that point. Like, he didn't react to them at all. This player got knocked, but there is fish right here. I'm like sketched out. I hear someone walking. I think it's just his teammate. But yeah, I think the ideal thing to do there, it's not that big of a deal, but like if this player that we're spectating currently just ate the fish and then the other guy threw the keg right away, I think that would have been ideal. But they eventually get those kills. They knew that those people were there hiding somewhere. Now high card is spawned. He's gonna go straight for the high card kill. I think he's just gonna kill high card and dip. The drones didn't hit him at all. Okay, now the teammate is killing the AI. Or the guards. Personally, I just kill everything with red eye. Like, I think that's just ideal. If you guys have played it all this season, you know how it is. Sometimes the guards just do nothing, but sometimes they will fry you. And I just play it more safe for that reason. Like, it's unlikely you're gonna die to them, but like you definitely can end up in a situation where like the guards beam you and then you get third partied, and then you end up like losing that game for like a really just dumb reason. They got the mythic pumps. Sounds like there's more people here. I think I heard somebody walking above them, but it might have been his teammate's audio. I don't know. The audio has been weird this game. This isn't good. I think you'd want to be moved up out of the vault to an extent. Like, this area is where I like playing if I'm going to have to fight people outside this vault door. Oh, they're not on the same page at all. Yeah, that's not good. Little things will cost you. I think ideally if you're them and you know there's other people here, you kind of want to push up to that area they were in initially, and then just the simple aspect of just doing things together. You saw the superhero skin pushed up, hit a decent shot on the gingerbread, and then their teammate just ran forward, and then the superhero was healing for some reason. Like, I feel like you just either fight it together or you don't. But like doing what they did was kind of like the worst case scenario where they went one at a time, and then also when the second player went in, his teammate just wasn't helping at all. They also could have prematurely drank in the slurps. That way they're just healing over the course of the fight, because they kind of did have time while that other people were there to do that. And that's also why I'm not always that concerned about farming the gold. Like, when I often stream on Twitch and then people will tell me that I can break the floor for gold when I'm at like 4,000 something. And it's just like, I would rather not get that bad timing and have slightly less gold. Because like the longer you're chilling in that vault, the more likely it is that something like that can happen. And then this team did have the flare gun, which just like, I feel like made that situation so much more chaotic for the team camping vault. And they could have taken the porta potty out, but that's another thing where they're doing it one at a time. So like one player maybe porta potties and then gets fought. Maybe they rush in while that like other player in vault is alone. There's a lot of things that can go wrong. So I do kind of agree with trying to fight it. They just weren't really on the same page with fighting it. There's a lot of people in this area, and it seems like the team that we're spectating is going to get active here. There's at least 2 teams here. This might just fizzle out and be nothing though. That car just kept driving, and then this team is chasing them. And this player does have bunkers, which is nice. Oh no. His teammates. Oh wow. Teammate got knocked immediately, and that's one of the really unfortunate aspects of these swinging mythics is like the player that we were on board with swung down, his teammate was up top, and then the player bottom had no ability to get up there because his web shooters were on cooldown. Where if that's like a katana, like he probably has another katana dash there, and then he can just easily reposition up top. I'm not really sure what happened there. That was kind of crazy. Like, this soccer skin just, like, hid in the house somewhere, and then that other guy came from behind. I feel like that was, like, the most optimal timing imaginable for this team here. And, like I was saying before about, like, the difference, why I don't think solos would be good is just how much timing matters. You see, like, that fight is just all timing. Like, what, the team that we were spectating, what could they really have done aside from not push that, you know? And then here, like, someone pushes alone and dies. Unfortunate. I wonder if this is prospering. He's got the prospering skin on. His teammate is no. Oh, okay, never mind. His teammate is with him. But yeah, so much of this is just timing, and like you think you can be, kind of, what would the term be? Like kind of carefree and just push around and like use your web shooters or ODM to get around, and like that can just very easily cost you if another team gets a decent engage on you, especially at this level because everybody is decent. But even then, even if you're silver, right, those players are around your skill level, so it's still going to be very punishing for you. Like, just being on the same page as your teammate and at least just, like, doing things together, as simple as it sounds, is just, like, so easily... It could just so easily impact fights. Like, I feel like we just were on board with two teams that looked decent each time, and then, like, the timing and the fights were just so bad for them that it was unplayable. I wonder how this team played this, because they were in the truck earlier, I think, getting engaged on when the team from Brutal we were watching kind of pushed up to it. Got the slurps. Got bunkers, got a red eye. He goes for the combat, and he definitely actively chose the combat because the mythic pumps were there. And I don't think that's a bad play. For pubs, I pretty much always use the mythic pump, unless I get like the exotic maven. But I do like having a high fire rate shotgun in zero build competitive, especially because like 2-gun loadout is typically the way to go, so you can carry utility. That aim was nutty. I think they both just hit like all of their shots too. Like that player couldn't play the game. But 2-weapon loadout is typically the way to go in zero build comp, so you can carry utility like bunkers or bubbles. And I'm just not very comfortable or used to doing pump red eye. So I personally like going for the combat as well in comp. This is a clean fight. GG's. One thing that is nice there, though, that I like is the player we're not spectating. The other one, it kind of stinks that they're both anonymous. But he was somewhat alone, pushed up, and he got engaged on. He just immediately threw the bunker. And I feel like that's one thing that really kind of some players struggle with is people understand how important the utility is for endgame, because it is super important. And then so they never use it in fights, and then they just end up losing with it in their inventory. But that player throws the bunker there, and then that fight is just immediately won off of it, basically. Like that other team can't do anything. They get tags, the healthy player pushes up, cleans it up, and then it's a 2v1, and there's just not really much the other player can do because they were already weak and kind of on the back foot anyways. And it's very simple, but like little things like that are the difference makers in these fights. Like, it's always very, very little things, I feel like. Seems like they're gonna go island. I didn't realize when this spawned. Personally, I don't really like fighting island unless I'm there early and competitive. Like, if you can get there early, awesome, but like, if you just go up there and there's already a team ratting and hiding in the house, and then like they kind of waste your time, and then more people come in third party, it's just like kind of like a high risk, high reward type thing. In public matches, I'm pretty much fine always doing it. It doesn't matter. But the high risk, high reward just sometimes can be a bit costly in these games. But it seems like they're going to be relatively uncontested doing this so far. And it doesn't really seem like anybody is in the nearby area, and this lobby is pretty dead. There's only 14 players remaining. 9 duos. The map is like so weird when I'm doing spectating. It like sometimes works, sometimes doesn't work. And I don't think it's my touchpad on my controller, which is what I use for map, because I never have this problem in actual games. But they just get that uncontested. It seems like it seems like he's sticking with the red eye. I was wondering if he was gonna go for the pulse, because I was explaining before how I don't mind using the combat for zero build comp because I only carry 2 guns. But if I'm gonna have the pulse rifle as my AR, I definitely would want to have the pump at that point as well. It's mainly just like I don't like doing red eye pump. And they're probably just going to chill island here and continue to look for players, which I do think is a good play. Like, you might be like, oh, they're camping island, how boring. But at this point in time, you have like a relatively large zone with 16 opponents. So like, existing on island and just seeing as much of the map as you can see, I feel like is better odds at actually finding people than running around and looking for people, just because they can see so much of the map from here. They also have the pads to get to it if they need to, and they're less likely to get caught off guard here, because if you are running around looking for people, sure, you might find them, but you also might just not notice a team hiding in a bush and then get fried by them. This player's rifting. I think you immediately want to get up to the house here if you're them. This could not go well. All right, they just red-eyed that guy. They took a lot of damage. This player's aim is kind of sus, but they're both level 500. Teammate just got the kill on his own. What I was going to say, though, is like, so the team rifts, and then the team island kind of has a choice, because I feel like if they just immediately use their web shooters, they can get to the house before the rifters. But if you opt into shooting them, and not going for house, then they can beat you to house. And if you don't hit a lot of shots on them before they land, then that's going to be not a great situation for you. But they did hit enough shots on them to like back that team off and make them not want to fight it. And so it works out. This is a 2v1 here. They did knock this player's teammate. Another player just rifted though. And this is where things get dicey because they are split. He's just going to try to get to his teammate. I think that was a good play. Like he maybe could have like tried to like contest that person for the house, but just giving up the house and getting with your teammate, I think, is definitely the better play. And they get the exotic Maven for it, which is pretty nice. This thing is broken. Obviously ranked and pubs have the same loot pool now, but it is pretty crazy to me that things like this are in competitive. Like if you guys have played Pure Build at all, you know this thing is just like difficult item to deal with. My gosh. What are you supposed to even do if you're that player? Like, if any bullets were missed, it was very few, and even if that player has mobility there, they just get shot immediately as they use it, and then they're just stuck in that situation still. And that's where having the utility would be pretty nice. If they had a bunker or bubble just to throw down, like whenever you're just running out in the open like that, in zero build comp, I feel like you just want to have your bunkers or your bubbles out and you just immediately drop it when you get caught. It feels bad for this player. You have people landing on you with an exotic Maven and the mythic pulse rifle. Like, good luck in that one. And this is why I was saying it's good to chill on island, because like they could just like see so much area, see these people like coming in, get tags, push them, rinse and repeat over and over again. And they've like got a few kills doing this. I think it's 2 teams they've wiped doing this. And you notice no one else in the lobby has died. This is the point in the game where like ranked matches are kind of weird, because I feel like zones like 3 to like 6 or maybe 3 to 7, people are just playing for endgame. Like they just want to hide and make it endgame. And so like the more you run around, like the more likely it is you get caught off guard and like fried by a team like that. So like that's one of the nice things about getting island, is not only that you know, have the pulse rifle, you get the refreshes on slurps, but you just have like really good angles on everybody. And then I feel like you're also less likely to get caught off guard by like people ratting like that. It looked like there was somebody in this like dueling area I thought I saw. They're just gonna fly past. Probably go for a building in Mega City. Yeah, the zone is just straight Mega City. Zone like this is weird. Like getting the roofs is nice, but also like people can see you from the other roofs. There's not one that's just like much better than the others, I feel like. And then this also does kind of make the game play slower, I think, because there's so many different places for people to hide. Whereas like if the zone ended outside of Mega City in like the racetrack area, the people that don't have bunkers and don't have bubbles would just be like eliminated rather quickly. But you can get by with like less utility in a zone like this because there's just so much natural cover with these buildings that isn't really going to go anywhere, you know? Even if someone was dedicated to intentionally destroying all of this, like it would be hard to do. So zone went up this mountain. See, this zone is like the opposite of the current zone, because like the current zone is all Mega City, so that natural cover really matters. But there's a very little natural like building cover on this new zone. The team that gets that mountain first and bunkers is going to have a huge advantage. And this is where katanas would be really good. But with the swing mobility, it's a little different. You can't just immediately claim that new area. And the only thing you really have to worry about if you do go for that, it looks like some people are already gone for it, is, oh, they're breaking that rock. Okay, so I think they're breaking that just so they can bunker there. You get shot by a different team. But like if you go there and bunker and then everybody just decides to land on you, that's when things get dicey. But I feel like that won't happen as much with the katana being gone. I feel like people feel less confident making plays like that with like the swing mobility. With the katana, everyone would just like katana super high and then try to be the last one landing. I feel like in a zone like this, they're going to go ahead and just try to get up there. And they definitely have this, I think. And like even if those people up there hit a few shots, it's just like not that big of a deal. And like they tank Storm a little bit here, but look at that. It's 15 damage and they have slurps. And now they can just hold the rest of the lobby. Doesn't even seem like they're intent on using a bunker here. But like the player we're spectating currently has bunkers. I wonder why they're not using it. Maybe they're trying to wait until that building is out of zone to do it. Not really sure. But this player has some. I would assume the other person did, unless like the one they used earlier was their only one. It's like this natural cover is fine, but I feel like they would have more ability to get kills here. This should be a kill if he hits a shot. Rip. Zone pulls back their way. This is good for them, but also bad for them because it also makes them like the biggest target. And when you're just like the most kind of dangerous person in the lobby and everybody else has to like rotate through you, I feel like you often just get focused. There's a person in that bush. No, that flare gun's actually so clutch for that. That's huge, actually, because that player was going to be a nuisance. Like, that person isn't going to win the game, but, like, that person existing in the bush makes it where, like, they have to waste time fighting that person, and then maybe that Team Mega can get something happening. This Team Mega just waited way too long to rotate every time, I feel like. Like, when they were staying on top on that bunker earlier, like, I get why they would want to do that, but they're not going to win the game from that position anyways. They're going to be forced to move at some point. So I feel like just chilling on that building like that wasn't the play. Unless maybe they were thinking that like this team on the hill is going to get pushed by somebody and then we'll go. But they basically just like chilled there. Now they get the bunker out. And this is probably where they win the game. But yeah, the team on the camp in the house on Mega City just like gave themselves a few choices to do anything. Stinks for this player. They're pinched between two teams. 2v2 now. Oh wait, is it not a 2v2? I don't know if it's a duo. It probably is. Once again, I can't open the map for some reason when I'm spectating. It's like complete RNG if I'm able to. Zone pull straight to the left. I think if you're this team that we're spectating though, you just pressure as much as you can and you probably win the game off the zone. I think the team that's coming into Storm is likely more scuffed than the team we're spectating. That's a good flare gun shot. Not only is the flare gun good for marking people, but just zoning people off like that. It's huge, and this game is over now. Yeah, like I said, it's just so much easier for this team to play that than the other team. Once they got like the free rotation on that hill and no one pushed up to them at all, I feel like that game was won pretty much. But it's just like sometimes when you do that, some other team like pushes you, and then because they did, other people do, and it just gets super dicey. But everybody in that lobby just kind of played to do nothing, and so. You know, if you have good aim, good loot, and like you play the situation properly, and everyone else is just playing to not lose, it's super easy to win that game. So that is going to be it for this video. We can go into replay mode and see which team that was, because I assume those are some, you know, known players there. They were playing very good. Please load replays. Thank you. But yeah, they played that really well. And that's just how a lot of zero build end games go, I feel like. Like you get a lot of people in game that are just kind of there to exist. And there's not much that happens out of them. And that was Prospering's team. That was Prospering and Versa. They're two of the higher ranked players. Prospering is number 2, and I believe Versa is top 5. I think last time I saw he was 3rd. But I don't really keep up with it too much. Let me see. Yeah, Versa is currently 5th. So yeah, that team was super cracked. And they played that really well. But that is going to be it for this video. I hope you guys found this helpful, informative, interesting. If you did, remember to give a like, subscribe if you'd like to see more, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.